What was it like to film Solitudes, and was it really cold and you guys stuck in the ice and all that stuff? Like cold set and all that?
Yes. Thanks.
We can run around.
I don't remember Solitudes.
It was the one where they did the MacGyver crawl.
Oh yeah, oh that was fun too, because I got to snuggle with Amanda. It all comes down to Amanda. No, that was kind of unique to, I mean, we literally took about half the size of the sound stage, half the side, and air conditioned it. And we were just watching the electric bill go like this. Nuts. But yeah, it's always fun to, when you like the people you're working with.
Maybe you can just shout it out so we can just in the back. Yeah, with the glasses, red hair. Yeah.
The scene in the same episode where you
guys were shooting the golf balls through the event horizon, I have never laughed harder in any of the episodes in all 10 years. It's screamingly funny. What did you guys think about doing that, shooting the golf balls through the Stargate?
I thought it was funny. Well, we kind of came up with the idea of, it's such an obvious joke that you drive through the Stargate a golf ball that ends up a millennia away, and who got closest to the pin? That was always our question. We never found out.
Can you say the quote, "in the middle of my backswing"?
Can I what? Say it again? Yeah. Maybe sometime I'll catch you unawares. Otherwise, it's a performance. Acting.
Well, let me ask you on that front with the comedy in the show. So much sci-fi tends to be very, very serious. Yes, those are for us.
What is it?
It's just water. Brought to you by Subway, evidently. There you go. So much sci-fi, tends to be very, very, realistic and gritty. But Stargate had so much levity to it. Was that the key to its success? And was that more, the creators, or was that more the cast? Because you're all very, very funny, clever people.
Well.
Yes.
Some more than others. This thing. No, it didn't start off so levitated. That's the wrong word. Elevated. What is it? Yeah. It became, it's not even lighthearted. It was just, for one thing, I don't know how to act very well, so I just kind of used pretty much part of my personality and brought that to it. And I had warned Brad actually I had to warn MGM at first because after the first 2 days of dailies that we sent down to LA and MGM took a look at them and they were livid. They were just said, "What the hell is he doing with that character? He's just he's being like glib and not serious, and he's not a military guy." Nice. And the guy that hired me came up and said, "What are you doing with this character?" And the same thing that I just mumbled. And I said, "You're just going to have to trust me on this because the material is potentially very smart and can be very dry, and who wants to hear about something like that is the word lugubrious? I think not. Boring, I guess, is the word I was looking for. And I just said, trust me on this. I think I can do this. And at the premiere screening of it and the final edit, all the laughs were in the right place, and all the the light moments were there, and the serious moments were there as well. And we told the beginning of the story, and everybody apologized. So that kind of set the idea ahead. And I think all the other actors on the show were a little reticent. They're a little slow to come to the come to that place where they felt comfortable enough to, do similar things, or they sure helped me out in the early years, because if they weren't that as patient as they were, I could have been left out to dry. But people like Michael Shanks and Amanda both are great actors, but they also have great senses of humor. So to play against them in the early days, it was heaven, because I wasn't that comfortable doing comedy necessarily. And mind you, this wasn't a comedy show. It was just that there were moments along the way that would give people a chuckle, apparently, and became a very attractive part of the show, or of the concept.
Let's go back to the floor for some questions. We'll try this side of the room. Oh, you're very excited to ask a question. Sure, go for it. Maybe you just shout it out and I can repeat so we can keep things... Oh, were you with someone with the question? Maybe what we'll do is keep your hands up, and Eric will try to find people who have hands up after we answer this question. Here we go.
Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Sorry, I don't speak English very well. I've just come from Italy just to meet you in person, and I'm so excited. It's a dream. A real legend. My question is, what do you and your character have in common besides going fishing in an empty lake or things like that? Do you and your character have something in common?
Irreverent sarcasm.
What?
Yes.
I didn't understand a word you said.
Okay.
Your English... No, I'm kidding.
My English is terrible.
Why do you say you don't speak English? It's perfect.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sit down.
My husband is filming everything.
Oh,
That's
you're
what I
married?
So excited.
No, I'm being cheeky now. What was the question?
How much you
So
like
the
Jack?
question was,
Oh, how much am I like Jack?
Yes.
What do you think? I mean, what you've seen here today, what gives you the idea that Jack would be any different than I am?
No, I think you are very similar.
Simple?
Similar.
I got you. All right, sit down. No, kidding. Stand up and stretch. No, it became, as I said before, I really can't act. And my attempts just tend to bring out the natural parts of my personality that I can't hold down. I think. It's all in my book.
All right, is Eric out there with someone else with a question? Where is he?
Look at all the hands. There's a cluster.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Here.
Oh, way down there.
Hi. I wondered if... the other side!
You have to understand, there's a speaker right here, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I wondered, have you ever gone into an online forum or chat room under another name to see what the fans were saying about you?
So, there's a lot of fandom on the internet, people posting their thoughts. Have you ever gone onto a chat room or message board just to assess what people are saying about you and your work?
Oh, God, no.
Twitter's bad enough.
No, yeah, I have a hard enough time, well, I keep making mistakes on Twitter. I don't know what that's all about. Apparently, I've been giving out my home address every time I twit something. Is it location button?
Last one was now something.
Yeah, 62,000 people know where I live now. Total strangers showing up, selling tickets now. So I'm not really big on, what's it called? Social media? Social media.
Well, let's stay on that topic for a second, though. I mean, that wasn't something that was around in the 80s when you were doing MacGyver, certainly introduced with Stargate in that era. Now it's so prevalent that, TV shows are putting hashtags up while you're watching the show. so that fans can have immediate input and access. Do you think that's making the medium of television better, or do you think that it's maybe taking power away from the creators and putting it into the hands of people who just have, you know, vested interest in certain characters or aspects of the show? Sorry, I'm both a fan and a host of a TV show, so my questions tend to be a little verbose.
No, I understood part of that. No, you know what, the jury's still out with me as far as, you know, what effect it's going to ultimately have on production or creativity for on-the-screen stuff. I absolutely abhor those little NBC, CNBC little things right down there, and the little advertisements and the scrolls and the hashtaggy things that are showing up. You're supposed to be watching a performance or something, and it's just so insulting. I didn't know it was such a hot topic. But, yeah, I suppose if they, I don't know, use the commercial time to sell your stuff, you know. You know, even the news, I mean, come on, let's watch one thing at a time. Like, I get distracted reading that scroll, like, oh my God, the world is ending, but the Leafs lost in 7. How could that happen? No, how could that happen?
Because it's the Leafs.
No.
All right, we'll go back to the floor. Where's Eric now? Has he found someone else? Oh, back there.
Hi, my apologies for miswording this if I do. I checked out your website, and apparently some people have been pretending to be you on the internet, and you posted a video blog saying, please don't do this again. Did you ever follow up and find out if the people had stopped?
I have to be honest with you. I never knew what was happening in the first place.
The Facebook message you put out.
Yeah, that's both sad and insightful. But no, I was told that it was doing that by a dear friend of mine. You may all know Paul Brown. He alerted me to this, and because it's happened before. There's been other instances where there have been references that are a little too close to, you know, using me as product or my voice as confirmation that something's good to donate to, etc. But dear Paul makes whatever legal calls that need to be made and denials, etc. But you know, it's something that's always going to be around, I suppose. I mean, it's been around, that kind of impersonation, or I forget what the term is, but what is the term?
Identity.
Yeah.
Spoofing people.
Yeah, hangers-on, shrubs. We like to call them shrubs. Yeah, it's always going to be around as long as people are, you know, selfish and lazy, which is, you know, why I'm so successful.
Let's go back to the floor. We got someone this side again. Blonde hair.
Hello. Since you're such a big science fiction hero to all of us and Earth, I was wondering, do you believe in aliens yourself?
Do what?
Do you believe in aliens yourself? Are you a believer?
Boy, it's a tough room to say either way. I'm rather pragmatic about it, he said, dodging the subject. It's going to be interesting to see I mean, you're all aware that Area 51 just is acknowledged that they actually existed, which is big of them, even since we have pictures of them from the air. Yeah, that's there. It'd be interesting to see how much they divulge about what's been going on in there, you know. But I myself am yeah, I'm a believer. I think they're out there. No, I do. No, I don't. But I do. I really do. They're out there.
Okay, we'll move on. Oh, we're still down this aisle.
Hey, you addressed the humor that was brought to SG-1, and then you got to reprise the same role for Universe, but it's a much more serious tone. And I was wondering what that experience was like for you, playing the same character on 2 shows with 2 very vastly different tones.
Good question. Very good question. Because it was not so easy. I mean, I was surrounded with... you're right. I mean, I think part of the reason Universe didn't didn't last much longer than, what, 5 years, I guess?
2 seasons.
2 seasons. Just felt like 5, right? That was the problem. I think it was so intellectually heavy, and well, maybe it wasn't, but it was for me. And in doing the show, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I mean, there's these parallel universe. Like, apparently, my character was working one day, but I didn't have to go to work. I mean, there's something about the concept of their parallel. Did anybody know what I'm talking
You're
about?
talking about the communication stones that you put on the device, and then you can transplant your consciousness into another human body.
Right.
Well, no, it was literally my job for 2 years to follow Stargate Universe and talk about the episodes, so...
My condolences. No, I love the show, actually. I did. Robert Carlyle was really a fun guy. But I couldn't, it was too thick for me. It was just like dark as well. Good ones. Any others? Too long? Say again. Very nice. It took too long to get to the main point.
They never actually got there, because they didn't get a season 3, so...
Yeah, it was, I was sorry to see it go... No, I wasn't. It's fine. It just couldn't garner that much of an intellectual, a lofty intellectual air about it, or through line concept. And survive. Too thick, too heavy, too dark.
Well, let's move on then.
No name.
Where are we at now? Over there, right there, with the goggles on her head.
Hi, I have a quick favor to ask and then a question. The favor is just my mom said she'd better not be here, and I think it had to do with maybe her not making it back to my dad after. So I was wondering...
She's basically...
You still got it, is what it is. I was wondering if you could say hi, Susan, from my mom in Ottawa.
Hi to my mom from Idaho.
Hi, Susan. Thanks. And then I just wanted to know if you could tell us about some of your...
how's your mom going to see it?
YouTube. There's this thing called the internet. There are videos of people talking stuff.
Mom in Idaho?
Ottawa.
Oh,
This is good enough.
Ottawa, Ohio? Happy birthday, Mom. You really have to speak slowly.
Is there a question at the end of that?
No, it's just an ad.
Okay, we got someone coming down the aisle right there.
Hello, I grew up watching you on MacGyver with my father. Dad's a big geek. And his question for you was, did you enjoy MacGyver, and what was your favorite part about it?
I was there for 7 years, 139 episodes. Huge chunk of my life. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was great. For one reason, aside from the concept being kind of the character being kind of a free to do anything kind of guy, I was younger, much younger, and I bent. I didn't break until later on when I did break my back, and it's all been downhill ever since. But no, it was so much fun because I was young and healthy, and I drank, and it was a great part of my life. It's over now. But no, that part of my life was really great. I was, and then of course after 2 years of shooting in California, we moved to Vancouver, Canada, which was probably adding more to my life, both culturally, intellectually, and whatever else, emotionally, spiritually. What else, anybody? That it was just like everything I could ask for, in retrospect, of course, because at the time I was living it, and I was kind of like either hungover or drunk all the time. No, I wasn't. I swear I wasn't. I don't care what the police say. No, I was, it was a great experience. I mean, think about how much fun you could have doing all that stuff. They paid me to break my back and fingers.
Stunt double, no?
It was great. No, stunt double. Well, stunt double, yeah. Some of those things. They wouldn't let me hang under a helicopter flying over the ocean aboard a horse. Anybody remember that? First day of shooting on the guy. No. Second week of shooting. Here, let me think about it. Let's not let me think about it.
Okay, we'll go to someone out in the crowd. We got further right side, yeah.
Hi, I was a huge fan of MacGyver. You were my biggest high school crush. High school. My question is, I'm going back even further than that. If you ever had the chance, we're invited back to General Hospital